What's up, everybody? This is the Booch, and welcome to episode 4 of my hit show, Booch Shoots On. And as you can tell from the title of this episode, it's going to be an interesting one. It's Booch Shoots On, the coronavirus canceling Wrestlemania. But before I get into that, there's a lot of stuff I got to cover here. And contrary to popular belief, I don't plan on keeping this video here very long. I got a few things I'm going to say, and then I'm going to shut this off. Basically, here's the deal. Last week, this episode was supposed to come out. I was going to have a lot to say about this. I had a video pre-recorded in advance. I actually had 3 pre-recorded in advance. I had an open day where I could do it between everything else that I'm doing, all the scheduling that I have. I'm working 2 jobs, and, I got the Booch cast that I record with Elvis and John and, the gang. So I had a lot of stuff to maneuver. So I had one open day where I had nothing going on. So I knocked out these 3 episodes. And I had them set up and ready to go. And I did, however, I recorded them on a Thursday. Actually, it was the 26th, the day that episode 3 came out. I knocked out those 3 episodes. But I wasn't able to check them until Monday, because I had so much other stuff that I had to do and prep and get ready. So on Monday, I checked the episodes. And what I discovered was that the audio in the videos were fucked up. Like, I would be talking, and I'd be on a level playing field like this, and all of a sudden there would be a dip in the audio. And you would see my lips moving, but I wasn't saying anything. Like, basically it was like, yeah, I went to the store the other day to my grandma's house. That was basically what happened. And there was a little dip in there. You couldn't hear it. And at first I thought it was a little bit in the beginning, and I thought maybe it would just be fine the rest of the way. And if that was the case, I still would have posted the episode, because then I would have been like, all right, there's this one little dip. I'll deal with the criticism later on. But because it was happening throughout the entire video, I realized I can't air this video. And the reason I couldn't redo the video was because at the time, I was not feeling well. And the reason I wasn't feeling well was because of the pollen. Because while everybody else is scared of getting the coronavirus, I'm more terrified of the pollen. Because if you guys know me, anybody that's seen Daytime Fighting League, you know I'm allergic to pollen. Pollen is the one thing that will kill me before this virus ever will. That's the thing I'm most scared of. 10 years ago, I was in the hospital because I had a bad allergic reaction to pollen. And the pollen count is insane right now. It's up to 80-something%. At one point it was 80. I think it got up to 90 at one point. It's been fucking horrendous. At one point, it was so bad, my eye right here was redder than a dog's dick. I could not see out of this eye for half the day. I had to pour water on it because I didn't have any eye drops, and then I put a paper towel over it in order to get through the day. I looked like a fucking pirate. It was that ridiculous trying to get through the workday. And I was coughing uncontrollably, and phlegm was coming up, and I just was in no condition to make a video. So I just said, fuck it, I'm going to take the week off. So I waited a couple days to see if I would feel a little bit better, and I just never did. So I thought, I'm going to wait till I feel better to put this video out and fix it. And also test my videos and audios and all of that. And obviously this past Monday, I did a Facebook Live, so everything seemed to come out perfectly. So I thought, okay, now's a good time for me to, get this video out and, talk about a few things. And that's basically what happened. Now, I'm not going to be saying a whole lot about the coronavirus itself. And the reason for that is because in addition to this YouTube channel, as I've mentioned before on the very first episode of Booch Shoots On, I got 3 different YouTube channels that I'm in charge of right now. And the first one is this one, my Vinny Bucci YouTube channel. The other is the one for the Booch cast, which is currently under construction. We're still trying to get content ready to put on that. And the other one is for HVMA, which is the social media company that I work for. I love working for them. It's by far the best job I've ever had, and I genuinely enjoy the work that I do there. And part of the work that I do for HVMA is I make YouTube videos. And I have 2 different shows on there. I have Wednesday Wisdom and Complain Time. Those are the ones that I do. And because right now, the coronavirus is the number one thing everyone's talking about on social media, everyone's addressing it, talking about it, making videos of it, whatever. That's the main thing I've had to talk about. So, for example, the last Wednesday Wisdom that I put out was, the importance of washing your hands. The other one I did for Complaint Time was on the actual coronavirus itself, which was kind of a G-rated version of what I would normally say, because I had to I'm free to speak my mind. I still have to do it though in a certain way because it's for a company. It's not for me. Here I can say whatever I want, but over there I got to be, a little bit, nicer, is the word, to a degree. And just recently, earlier today, I recorded 2 more videos that are going to be coming out. I have a Complaint Time about rude shoppers that's going to come out. And anybody that's a fan of mine and you've heard me complain about retail so much, you're going to want to hear the rude shoppers because I think it's my best Complaint Time episode to date. And and my boss still has to look at it. And I'm going to be intrigued to hear what he has to say when he finally gets a chance to watch the video, because obviously he's going to watch it and screen it before he puts it out, but I'm sure I'm going to be getting messages about it. Nothing negative, but I'm sure he's going to love it. And then Wednesday Wisdom is, of course, about, the importance of being productive with your time off. So I know between Wednesday Wisdom and Complaint Time, I'm going to be saying a lot about the coronavirus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those videos and I'm going to make a YouTube playlist that's going to be on the front page of this YouTube channel. And it's going to say COVID-19 videos. And I'm going to have this video in there along with those other videos from HVMA in case you haven't seen them. And then that way you guys can check them out. So you'll hear a little bit of what I had to say on the coronavirus. You'll hear a little bit about, the, importance of washing hands. You'll see the being productive, and you'll see the rude shoppers, and kind of get a look at everything that I've had to say on the coronavirus. And I know I'm going to be making more videos on that going forward. And, I got to be honest, I'm a little sick and tired of talking about the coronavirus. Obviously, I'm still going to do it because it's my job. But what really frustrated me the most was the fact that before this whole coronavirus thing started, I had a great Wednesday Wisdom ready to go. I had a video on the importance of success and the measurement of it, and it was a really good one. I was ready to send it out there. And then I had a Complaint Time about the fact that there was no toilet paper in the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom and I'm literally sitting on the toilet. There's no toilet paper. I pulled out my phone and did a Complaint Time right there on the toilet. So I had both of these set up. Both of them were ready to go. And then I'm told that because of the coronavirus, I got to put those videos to the side. So they will be released. It's just I'm going to have to wait till after this whole coronavirus insanity is over with before you guys can see those other 2 videos. So I know in the coming weeks, I'll be making more videos about the coronavirus. So I'm just going to put them in a playlist for you guys to check out. And what I might do is at the beginning of the Booch Shoots On, or a little bit, beforehand, I might put out a little disclaimer like, hey, check it out. Here's the recent coronavirus video. I'll probably do a little promotion for that and let you guys know. And it'll be in that, playlist for you guys to check out and enjoy. So, also, as far as Wrestlemania itself goes, this is not going to be a recap of Wrestlemania. If you want to hear my thoughts on Wrestlemania, the link to the Boochcast is in the description box. I have a link to the actual episode, so you'll go straight to it, and it will tell you everything you need to know about my thoughts on the 2-night WrestleMania event. So I'm not going to recap WrestleMania itself. I'm just going to talk about the fact that WrestleMania got canceled. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do here. And like I said, I don't plan on being here too long. I'm just going to say a little bit of what I have to say, and then I'm going to go because, like I said, with everything that I've already got in these videos coming out, I don't want to end up repeating myself over and over and over again with saying this in one video and then saying it again in another video and then again in another video. So if I do repeat myself, it's going to be because there's shit that I wanted to say that I couldn't say in those videos that I'm going to say here, basically. So basically, how I felt was, obviously when WrestleMania got canceled, I was pissed. I was very pissed off over this because I still had my heart set on going to WrestleMania. I was going to Tampa that weekend. It was going to be me, Elvis Delinsky, and Desmond Dagenhart going to Tampa for WrestleMania. I still wanted to go. Desmond still wanted to go. Elvis decided to back out when the Corona thing got crazy, so I respected his decision for that, even though it was a little let down. But Desmond and I were still committed to going. And I know John Tumblin and Rhiannon Modzelewski, who are also part of the Booch cast, they had tickets to take over Tampa Bay. They were determined to go. They were not going to let a virus stand in their way, and neither was I. I'm sorry. Virus or no virus, I was going to WrestleMania. And I believe that even though, people were scared and nervous and everything else, I truly believe there were ways this could have been prevented. I was willing to take the risk. And I believe that this is what WWE could have done. I believe that WWE should have found out, okay, how many people have bought tickets online? Never mind how many people are coming, how many bought tickets online? Because you'll have extras left over if anybody decided to not go. And you could easily get a bag, like one of those little like backpack type things that WWE usually has. Those little like bags where you like pull the thing and it closes, that kind of backpack. You could have easily had gotten one of those, because Vince McMahon's a billionaire. He could fucking afford to do this. And in each one, you could have put hand sanitizer and surgical masks in the bags. And then you clock in, you scan your ticket, you go to this little table, they hand you the bag, you put the mask on, you put the gloves on, sanitizer, everything, and you can go enjoy WrestleMania. And I would have been perfectly fine with that. I'd have fucking done that. Why? Because I bought a lot of tickets. I wanted to come to Mania. I wanted to see everything live. This is probably the best WrestleMania card put together in the longest time. So I don't know when we'll ever get a WrestleMania card that's going to be that fucking good ever again. I don't know if they're going to top it next year. See, last year, the WrestleMania card was good, but it wasn't that great. I could understand not going to New York for WrestleMania. Even, when we went to New Orleans, we thought, when I went to New Orleans 2 years ago, I still went. The card could have been a little bit better. There wasn't a lot of good matches on the card, but we bought the tickets in advance, so we pretty much rolled the dice with whatever card we were going to get. But this was a stacked WrestleMania card, and it would have been fantastic to have been there live. So I was really let down from that. And as I said before, I wasn't scared of the coronavirus. I'm still not scared of the coronavirus, okay? And you got to understand, you're talking to a guy who back in 2014, when WWE came here for Survivor Series, and that anonymous guy with the V for Vendetta mask was saying that ISIS were going to blow up the Phillips Arena. Remember that? They were going to blow up the Phillips Arena. And some people got scared and weren't going to go to the event. People asked me, Vinny, are you going? You bet your ass I'm going. I got phone calls from friends. I got phone calls from family. I was on Fox 5 talking about it. I was on the WACHS Modcast, which is hosted by my good friend and longtime mentor, Larry Wax. He interviewed me about it, and I gave my thoughts. I said, I'm not scared. I'm going to go. Because I'm not going to allow myself to live in fear. If I'm if this is the way I go, then this is the way I go. Some people might not have that philosophy. It's fine if you don't, but that's how I am. And as a wrestling fan, as someone who is known for being a wrestling guy, I couldn't think of a better way to go. I die at WrestleMania 36. One of the best cards in the history of WrestleMania. One of the biggest events ever. I couldn't have thought of a better way to go. Would have been great. Hell of a story. But that's how I am. Some people are, like I said, I'm more scared of pollen than anything else. So, it doesn't scare me. And to me, if anything, I thought the coronavirus just got blown way out of proportion. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this isn't serious. I'm not saying that it's not a big deal. Okay? I don't want people to think that I'm making light of this. What I'm saying is, I think people are making a bigger deal than it actually is. I think it's a big deal, but people are taking it to another level. Because people love to freak out. People love to panic. People love to get nervous. It's just people get scared very, very, very easily, especially when they don't understand something. And you're getting different variations of everything else. So far, what I know about the coronavirus is it's basically a variation of the flu. In fact, the flu is more likely to kill you than the virus itself. And it even says the people most likely to get infected by this are people over the age of 50 with pre-existing conditions. The only other people I could think of that would possibly be any worse subjected to this are kids whose parents were too stupid to get their kids vaccinated. I'm more scared for them than anything else, especially if, God forbid, and notice that I am saying God forbid, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch, not wishing this on anybody, I'm just giving a scenario. Make that very clear. God forbid. Let me say it one more time. God forbid. A kid who wasn't vaccinated gets infected by this and is sick. I'm scared for that kid because that parent's going to be sitting there in the bed waving some goofy fucking crystal over their head because they don't have enough common sense to take their kid to the hospital. That's what you do when you get sick. So they're the people who need to panic. The rest of us, we're going to be fine. As long as we stay hygienic, we're going to be fine. As long as we keep washing our hands, we'll be okay. Why do I say that? Because every single time I hear somebody talking about this virus, I've even read things online, like what can you do to prevent it? What rumors are true and everything else. Everything boils down to the same thing they say. Just wash your hands. Now, if something can easily be prevented from washing your hands, I don't think it's worth all of us freaking out over. I really don't. And and it just drives me nuts, because what that tells me is all these people that are freaking out are people who don't wash their hands and are making all the attempts in the world not to wash your hands. If all you gotta do is wash your hands, that's it. It's that simple. And this is shit that we learned when we were in fucking kindergarten. Like everything they're telling us, wash your hands. We learned that. Cover your mouth when you sneeze and you cough. We will learn that at a young age. Even the things like social distancing. We've learned that our whole lives. Like, don't get too close to people. No shit. It's called personal space. Y'all remember that? When we were kids, what were we taught? Personal space. You would have, especially when you were working out in gym class, you would put your hands out like this. And they say, like, make sure your fingertips aren't touching somebody. If you're touching someone's fingertips, move down. Don't get too close to somebody unless they want you to get too close. Like, excuse me, you're invading my personal space. Back up. We were taught this at a young age. This isn't stuff we should have to relearn over and over again. It should already be ingrained in our minds. Unless you were homeschooled, in which case, okay, you probably don't know what the hell's going on. But if you went to public school and you were a kindergartner, you learned all of this. Personal space, washing your hands, covering your mouth, keep your hands to yourself. We learned all this shit. This ain't new. Okay? So social distancing, that's another thing that makes me laugh because I've been practicing that my whole life. Because as someone who has been deemed essential, I've dealt with so many rude and stupid people in retail that sometimes when I get home, the first thing I want to do is lock myself in a room because I don't want to associate with another human being. That's why I shut off my phone, everything, because I just can't talk to people because I just went through 8 hours of dealing with stupid. A large amount of stupid. So I get it. And the essential workers, they're the guys I really want to talk about because, it makes me laugh now and that all of a sudden people that work in Kroger, Publix, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, all these major stores that are now being called essential workers. Kind of find that funny, especially since back in the day, they used to be called unskilled laborers. That's the interesting thing. They used to be the unskilled laborers. Remember that? People that just thought like, oh, you have an easy job. If you can't operate this, you must be dumb. People that get spit on and treated like dirt, and everybody looks down their nose at you when you're in a job like that. I mean, it's not fun. It is a thankless, soulless job these guys do, and all of a sudden they're being called essential. That's why we can't take it seriously because this is the first time people in that job have ever felt essential to anybody. And I'll tell you this. With all the crap that's been going on, I'm hearing a lot of people talking about raising the minimum wage. And here's the thing about this topic. I've never really talked about it, but when it comes to raising the minimum wage, at first, I didn't know how to think about it. I was kind of in the middle. I was on the fence. You know? I wasn't really for it. I wasn't really against it. And I could understand both sides of the argument. But now, with all the shit that's gone down, I 100% support raising the minimum wage. Raise it as high as you can fucking get it. Because those guys and gals deserve to be paid for the shit that they're going through. And because customer service is the worst job in America. I won't say the world. I've never been to other countries. But in America, it is the worst job to have. There is nothing more stressful than catering to the wants and needs of the American people. Because the American people in general, we're a bunch of divas. That's just a fact. We are a bunch of fucking divas. It's insanity, you know? And then, of course, there's the whole thing about, you know, the stimulus check we're all supposed to be getting, which is kind of making me laugh because, not the fact that we're getting a check, but the fact that so many people are arguing over this. Like, there are some people that are saying that the people who believe that Trump is not my president should tear the checks up. And then you got the Democrats on this side saying that all the people who get mad at, you know, Bernie Sanders and socialism and all that should tear their checks up, or this group's tear their checks up. First of all, I ain't tearing up shit. And second of all, here's what I want to say to the people on that is I am perfectly okay at this point with the government giving people money in this time of need. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there is a huge difference between the government giving someone money because they're not able to work, especially because the government has shut everything down. There's a big difference between doing that and someone who is physically able to work, has the ability to work, but would rather sit on his or her lazy ass, and just collect money and get a handout and not do shit. There is a fundamental difference, okay, between sitting on your ass and getting free money because you think you're entitled, and then someone who can't work because they're on disability because they're injured or something's wrong or whatever, they physically can't work anymore, or somebody who lost their job and wants a little bit of unemployment help till they get on their feet. Because the goal is when they get on their feet, they're not going to collect this money anymore and they're going to, you know, work and do a job. At least that's how they're supposed to do it. Some people follow it the right way, some people don't, you know, but that's how it's really supposed to be done. So I'm perfectly okay with it because here's the thing, I still get up and go to work. You know, I have the HVMA job that I do from home, but I'm still at Lowe's. So I get up and go to work every day. I still get up. I still go to work. So if the government wants to give me money to help me through this, I'm totally fine with that. And a lot of people are complaining about the fact that it's, you know, I think we're supposed to get like $1,200 or something last time I checked. And a lot of people are saying like, you know, that's not enough money or whatever. Now, if you're one of those people that's mad about the fact that we're getting $1,200, but there's a big chunk of like billions of dollars going to corporations, that's a valid argument. I actually agree with that's a little fucked up. But if you're somebody that's getting $1,200 and you're like, that's not even enough money, like, fuck you. That's my answer to that. Fuck you. And I'll tell you why I say fuck you. Because some money is better than no money, is how I look at it. You know, be grateful you're getting $1,200. They could just, you know, at Lowe's, they help their employees. They give like part-time people $150 and full-time people just $300. I think that's just a one-time thing. I don't know if we're doing more of that shit. You know, there are some people that are getting some help through their company, but, you know, the government's willing to give $1,200 to everybody. As opposed to giving a bunch of money to some people, they're going to give a little bit of money to all people. I think that's pretty fucking cool. And another reason why it makes me mad that people get angry about this, and I'll give you an example. Homeless people. I'll use them as an example. There's times where I've been walking down the street and a homeless guy will come up to me and be like, hey man, can you spare some change? I could really use your help. And sometimes all I have is some loose change. One time, literally all I had in my wallet at the time, because I didn't carry cash, was I had 50 cents in my wallet. 2 quarters. That was all I had. All I had to give. I took out that 2 quarters. I gave it to that guy and I said, I'm sorry, man, that's all I have. Because it was true. He looked at me and you know what he said to me? God bless you, man. Thank you. Thank you, brother. And kept on walking. He was grateful to get that 50 cents. Now, would he have wanted me to give him more than 50 cents? Of course he would. Would we all like to get more money? Of course we would. We all want to make more money. We all want to get more money. We all want more money. There's not. If you're a person that doesn't want more money, I don't know what's wrong with you. But I would rather get something than nothing. And in my situation, $1,200, that's a pretty good chunk of change for me. That would work for me. Because right now, currently, like I said, I'm working 2 jobs. And I'll let you in, and for those of you that listen to the Boochcast, I'll let you in a little secret why I'm working 2 jobs right now. Because at HVMA, I can only work X amount of hours a week right now. Because that's all they can afford to put me on. But I'm fine with that because I love what I'm doing. And my boss and I know that eventually I want to leave Lowe's and be there, either 5 days a week, whether I have a full-time position or a part-time position, and be there more days a week. And we're both working together towards that goal. But, so I have to work. So basically what I'm doing is, I got my Lowe's, I got my HVMA money. I take my HVMA money and I put that in a savings account. And I take my Lowe's money and I use that to pay for myself, to pay my bills and feed myself and, spend money on other things that I want to do. Like, if I want to buy something cool, which I'm not doing during this time, so I'm only buying essential shit right now. But in general, like, put gas in my car and all that. And then my goal is to build up my savings account to where I can have enough money in there to where I can leave Lowe's and be with HVMA. So if I have that $1,200, I can put that shit in my savings account. That takes me one step further. Because pretty soon I'm going to have at least $1,200 in there by the end of this week. And I get that's $2,400. That gets me closer and closer to my goal. So how much money I want to reach in my savings account so that I can live off, HVMA, which is I get paid monthly through HVMA and I get paid bi-weekly through Lowe's. That's why I use the Lowe's money mostly. So I got more money coming in from Lowe's than I do from HVMA. And I put that money in a savings account so I can get out. I'm planning shit. I'm making moves. And that $1,200 can help me a big deal. So you bet your ass I ain't complaining. And here's the thing. Obviously that $1,200, like I said, some people might need it because that barely covers the rent. But at least it's covering something. And if you still have money in your bank account, then you can use that $1,200 to put towards the rent. Or put it towards something else. With money you already have in your bank account, assuming you're a responsible person with your money. Now, if you're an irresponsible person with your money, you might not be happy right now. But that's how I look at it. I'd rather get something than nothing. So that's how I feel about it. Like a homeless person can be grateful for 50 cents. You give an adult $1,200 and they cry like babies. That fascinates the shit out of me. That people are that short-sighted. And again, like the coronavirus thing, like I said, can drive a lot of people crazy and get a lot of people insane. And like I said, I'm not scared of it because I'm still waiting for the other diseases that were supposed to kill us. Like you said, like, Vinny, are you scared of corona? No, because a few years ago, Ebola was supposed to kill us. Then it was bird flu, then it was swine flu, then it was SARS, then it was mad cow, then it was anthrax. All these things were supposed to kill us, and we're still here. So why would I be scared of this? That's how I'm looking at it. And obviously there are people that are going through this, and I do feel sorry for them. I'm not heartless. I feel bad for anybody that's going through this, but I feel like for the rest of us, if we just chill the fuck out, we would be okay. Like if we stop wasting our time buying non-essential shit, actually stay the fuck at home unless you have a job that requires you to go to work, in which case go, if you're deemed essential. And my hope and prayer when this all dies down is that the essential people will actually be treated with respect when this is all said and done. I really do. And I hope that you guys take the time to really thank these people when they're at the register. Obviously, they're going to thank you for shopping with them because they're required to, or because they genuinely are happy at their job, which would shock me if they were. I have respect for that as well. But when they thank you for shopping with them, take a moment to say no. Thank you. Thank you for staying open. thank you for putting up with all our shit. And thank you for being, a company that's willing to take care of us in this time of need while we buy these essential products. Thank you for not shutting down so we don't go hungry. I really wish that people would take more of a time to do that. And like I said, as far as WrestleMania goes, obviously I was pissed off that I didn't get to go. I know that Tampa Bay wants to put in a bid for WrestleMania in 2022. Personally, I don't think Tampa Bay should ever get another WrestleMania because, like I said, I'm pissed that the governor canceled it. Like, I don't blame WWE at all for it. I blame Tampa Bay more than anything. I blame the governor more than anything, or the mayor, whoever was in charge of shutting it down. That bothered me immensely. So all I know is this: whoever the governor was, he ain't getting my vote. I'll tell you that right now. But anyway, I will say that WrestleMania made do with what they had. It was still a great show. Obviously, there's aspects of it that I hated. There's aspects of it that I liked. But you can check in the description box. You'll see the link to my WrestleMania 36 recap. You can check that out and enjoy everything that I put out there. So you can hear my thoughts on WrestleMania. And like I said, I got a Wednesday Wisdom coming out on being productive and a complaint time coming out on rude shoppers, which I said is going to be my best complaint time ever. And like I said, I'll have a COVID-19 YouTube playlist up, and that will show you all the videos so you can get my thoughts on everything involving the coronavirus and everything else going forward. And I'll just leave you guys with one thing. I know times are crazy, and I know that everybody is nerve-wracked. But if we just chill the fuck out, we'll be okay. I think that's just if you take nothing else away from this video, it's chill the fuck out. Take a deep breath. And know we're gonna get through this. We're gonna be fine, is all I'm gonna say. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will wrap up this episode of Booch Shoots On. I know I said I was gonna keep you guys here too long, but you guys know me. When I get to talking, I get to rambling, shit happens. And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, ring the bell to be notified. Also, I'll say real quick in the description box, in addition to the link to the Booch 36, the WrestleMania 36 recap. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I also have a t-shirt in there, a link to my merch store. I have a new merch store, and in there it says, "Relax, it's just the pollen." It's a shirt that's going to be out for a limited time from now to the 27th of April, so you can go there, check it out. It's in the description box, and get a link, and you will be able to see and order your t-shirt. I got a t-shirt, I have a tank top, and a baby onesie. So if you got a baby and you want to get him a onesie, you can buy that. You can get a tank top as well. I got adult t-shirts and kids t-shirts. The t-shirts are unisex, so guys, girls, grab them. They'll be great for you guys to check out. And make sure you guys check back next week. I'll have a new episode ready for you guys. And until then, pizza, baby!